Emergency meeting! Emergency meeting! Did you guys see what they did to Rikiya? Okie dokie, everybody. It's me, John Yakuza Kiwami Jr., captain of the Yap family. Today I'd like to yap at you about why some of the actor characters can be a good thing and a bad thing for the Yakuza franchise, and as well the community reaction to these character changes. Alright, I'd like to start with Rikiya because I have the most thoughts to say on him. And first I need to give you some information about Yakuza 3 before I can talk about Rikiya. So it starts with Kiryu and his massive ass moving down to Okinawa. There he starts receiving eviction notices delivered to him by two members of the Ryodo family. But after they speed away, Kiryu chases down the truck and he finds Rikiya and Mikio hanging out and eating popsicles at a convenience store. And Rikiya tries to look intimidating, but he just looks friendly and sweet. It reminds me a lot of that Brooklyn Nine-Nine scene where Jake was told by Holt that he can't look scary because he has a boyish face and a big goofy grin. Then he gives Mikio his gaudy shirt and he shows Kiryu his unreasonably cool tattoo. And when Kiryu insults it, he gets really, really pissed off. That's because Rikiya loves his tattoo. It's of the Okinawan Habu. It reflects his love of his homeland. Now, on the other hand, if this new Rikiya glared at me like that, I would probably shit my pants because he's much more intense looking. I saw someone on Twitter also saying he was more muscular. Personally, I don't think so, but I'll leave it up to you. I can kind of see more definition, but not more muscle. But with regards to his new face and voice, he gives off a completely different vibe to me now. He seems much more competent, more composed, and a lot more serious. If you listen to him in the original too, when Kiryu insults his tattoo, he sounds like he's about to explode. He sounds like he's 1 second away from breathing fire like a phoenix. But the new Rikiya definitely does sound a lot more controlled. He sounds annoyed, definitely, but it doesn't seem like it got under his skin quite as much as it did before. I personally think things like the new face and voice and more competent clothing, a lot of these things make him feel much different than he did before. Now, with Nakahara, he still gives off the same vibe, and from what I could see, at the very least, it's not like they gave us a lot of footage of it. But with Rikiya, he feels like a completely different atmosphere around him now. He used to be a dork, but now he's a cool guy who probably is still a dork, but isn't as obvious about it. And that's fine. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I want the characters to be changed and explored more. I think the new Rikiya will be a great character as long as they keep him silly like how he was before. And that's seemingly like it's going to be pretty likely because the development staff have been saying that they don't plan to change him. So if this character still does things like Rikiya Mask, the Love Hotel, and the way he texts, undeniably, he's going to be lovable. It's not going to be the Rikiya that we all love. No, it's going to be a new interpretation of him, but it's still going to be a Rikiya that you'll love. At least I think so. They also added some cool character traits to Rikiya too. Or maybe these character traits were always there and I just didn't pick up on them. Now, things like notable humility. I really like this scene they showed of Rikiya kind of deflecting praise. And that seems to be related to an inferiority complex he's going to have. Already his character is much more rich. The bad part though is they take these stylized characters and they replace them with whole-ass normal dudes. Of course the original Rikiya, Nakahara, and Hamazaki are going to look better because they're stylized 3D characters being compared to normal human beings. I know they said that part of the reason why they made Rikiya an actor character was to modernize him, because apparently perfection can go out of style. If you say so, RGG. But I have heard people who are knowledgeable on the regional specifics of Japan saying that the old Rikiya reflected Okinawa better than new Rikiya does. Now, that really does make me sad because part of his character is the fact that he's from Okinawa, a big part of his character. And if that's the case, then that just sucks to lose that. That really stinks. I don't know personally. I'm not an expert in Okinawa, and I just wanted to bring that up though because I still thought it was worth mentioning. Man, and now I'm going to talk about Hamazaki, and that really is the one I'm more passionate about. Jeez, man, they took the God King Drip Demon Aura Beast Hamazaki and turned him into this? I don't care. I know someone in the comments go, "Ooh, he's a good actor. He was on some show and he acted good." I don't care. He's flawed compared to God King Hamazaki. The agenda will be maintained. Anyone who says anything positive about the new Hamazaki, instantly exiled from the clan, bro. This dude sucks compared to the old Hamazaki. The old Hamazaki was peak for his character. He was perfect for his character. Everything about him was easy and obvious to understand from a simple glance. And you know he made some of the most demented and freaky expressions in the entire franchise. The quick warping from rage and false friendliness to that cold indifference complemented by a scar or birthmark, I don't know. and his large form made one of the most imposing Yakuzas in the series. You look at the new one, the old Hamazaki would bully the new Hamazaki terribly. But I do think this actor would have done very well in Yakuza 3 if they just had some different casting choices is all. I think he would have been a very good Kanda because they're both disgusting sex offenders. I think this actor would have been very capable of getting into the character of Kanda easily. I mean, he's been method acting as him for so long I couldn't imagine. But unfortunately, I don't think he could relate to Hamazaki because Hamazaki is cool. Now, if you're a little bit confused about the controversy with new Hamazaki, he's a disgusting sex pest. And even though people that played the Steam game didn't Google every voice actor to find out that the voice actor for Hamazaki did something gross in his personal life, I don't think that should protect the new Hamazaki from scrutiny. I actually think that's such a brain-dead piss take you owe me a pinky for that one, Kyodai. Now, I know people are pointing out how the original Hamura from Judgment was recast for being caught on drugs. Kyodai, you may be wondering why Hamazaki was given such indifferent treatment to his crimes, and yet Hamura was punished so severely we weren't even allowed to see his face ever again in Judgment. And that the reason being is because Japanese society takes drugs very seriously, and unfortunately the same cannot be said about sex crimes and women's rights. And that's the reason why these actor characters can be sometimes so frustrating, is you just literally took a character I liked a lot and turned him into a sex offender? You gonna do me that dirty, Yokoyama? Seriously? Damn. But with Rikiya on the other hand, I actually do have a lot of high expectations. I think he's gonna do amazingly. And if you disagree with me on the new Hamazaki, feel free to keep it to yourself because that's fucking embarrassing. Now, I have to meet my yapping quota. Patriarch Yap wants me to start yapping more, so I'm going to make a video over analyzing something stupid pretty soon, so stick around if you want to see that. And that's it. I gotta get out of here.